JP and myself. Good morning.
Good morning, Miss Sandra. How are you today?
I'm great, and I'm glad to have you here, and glad that y'all are watching. We're going to talk about cases today. We're going to talk about an event today. We're going to talk about politics today. You know, it's
My
just
favorite
going
things
so.
to talk about.
It's just going so fast. I
It
mean,
is.
I can't even keep up with executive orders anymore. I'm lost.
But I love it. I love it.
Things are being done, and people are going crazy. That's all I got to say.
You know, my kids make a point. They love to follow politics, and they're like, Dad, you know, these judges are getting involved, and they're saying that these people were not elected. You know, there's three branches of government: the judicial branch, legislative branch, executive branch. Okay, there's only one person in the executive branch that's elected.
Right.
It's the president.
Yep.
The executive branch has a lot of power.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody has this talking point of these people weren't elected. There's only one person to be elected
Right.
in the executive branch. It's the
That's
way our
right.
government works. And yes, the Supreme Court's already ruled that basically the president is the CEO, and he can fire and hire like he wants to at the end of the day.
But what I don't understand, JP, I'm having a hard time understanding. How can the judges stop some of these things some of these orders? I mean, the president is the highest, official. How can the judges rule to stop the president?
See, what these Democrats do is they do what's called judge shopping. They shop around the United States and find a judge that they know or they feel like they know will rule on it the way they want him to. And it's just to slow Trump down. They already know how the Supreme Court's going to weigh. They already
Yes.
know because the Constitution is clear. He is the executive branch, like it or not. And all it boils down to is they don't like Trump. And I
Right.
get it. I mean, it's politics. And they want to slow his roll. That's all it is.
Yeah.
And it's the only thing they've got that's working. And he's taking this shock and awe approach, which means he is throwing so many things at these people, they don't know what to do. And imagine if the State Employees Credit Union called you today and said, look, we have identified some fraud in your bank account. Aren't you going to say thank you? Keep doing a good. Help me identify fraud.
Absolutely.
Help me identify what. Or are you going to get mad at the credit union and say, "How dare you?
Yeah.
Don't you call me?" Okay. There's only one reason you're going to get upset at the credit union for identifying this fraud or identifying this waste, and that is because somewhere around back,
Yes.
you're benefiting
Yes.
from this fraud and this waste that's being identified.
Exactly.
And that's the way I look at it.
That's exactly right. You know, when you saw, I guess you heard them just spilling off, especially the press secretary. She loves to do it. But anyway, spilling off the things that the money was spent on. Holy cow. I'm like, that is just a shame. They were stealing our tax money for stuff like that.
And it's big money.
Crazy stuff.
I watched the first Dodge hearings yesterday, and all they have is personal attacks. They go after Elon Musk,
Of course.
the fact that he's rich, the fact that different people are rich. Okay, they're not attacking the credibility behind what's being identified. They just want them to stop.
Yeah.
They want them to stop identifying this fraud, this mismanagement. And I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, the Democrats, they're wrong on this issue. They're wrong on it. And the average people in the middle. See, you got Republicans out here, they're going to always agree with what Republicans are doing. You got Democrats out here that's always going to agree with what Democrats are doing. And this is where I caution the Democrats. The people in the middle in this country that decide elections, they're non-political.
Right.
They
Right.
can't comprehend why these Democrats don't want to identify this waste. And I'm telling you, it's like they didn't learn anything from this last election cycle.
That's right.
They need to stop.
They-
They better get on board and help. Even if you're against it, you better get on board and help identify or pretend you want to identify this waste and fraud.
Absolutely.
Because by not doing it, it gives the appearance that you're in on it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just a mess. You know, I said, you just can't make this stuff up. The things that they were spending money on, just when it's read off, I'm just.
And you're not talking about, tens of thousands of dollars. You're talking millions
Oh, yeah.
and billions. Look, overnight, I just was reading on Fox News out here waiting. Overnight, they have identified a $20 billion transaction that the Biden administration authorized in December. That's a lot of money.
Yeah. It is. It is. And they're not through uncovering. You're going to just be amazed. But there's one good thing that I'm so happy about, we'll talk positive about, and that is the Fort Bragg, Pete Hegseth signing Fort Bragg, the name back to Fort Bragg from Fort Liberty. Oh my gosh, I was so happy about that.
Yeah.
That was good.
You know the thing that's real disappointing to me as a North Carolinian, and I hope the people in California and the people in Texas and Louisiana feel the same, Republican or Democrat, all this money going to like New York to house illegal aliens. FEMA popped up and said, look, we're strapped for cash. We don't have money to help Western North Carolina. We don't have the money and the resources to help California. Okay. It's disappointing as an American taxpayer that we were spending the amount of money that we were spending
Yes.
on
Oh,
illegal
just-
immigrants.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's just, it makes me sick.
Yeah, and we can't do for our own.
And we've
We
got people
cannot
in
do
Western
for
North
our own
Carolina
people.
sleeping in tents
Yes.
right now, today.
But we have to do for the illegal immigrants. Come on. I mean, there's just something big wrong with that picture. Something really big wrong with that. So, yeah, I'm totally, Trump is doing a wonderful job. Now, if I had to say anything about the Trump administration in the last few days, I did say that there was one thing I wish he wouldn't do. I wish Elon Musk was in his office making a speech. You saw that. I really wish Elon Musk would not have had his child. To me, that was not presidential. That was not, it's okay that he had his child with him. But I did not like him making the speech with his child on his shoulders. That hit me just, this is not looking good to me. I don't know. I don't like that. Did you say?
Well, I've got to be
I don't know.
I didn't think twice about it. The
You
only thing
didn't.
that caught my attention is his son picking his nose.
Yeah, I mean,
And that, woo!
the whole thing, I saw that. And
But I give him a pass. I mean,
I
it's a
said,
kid.
why is the kid in the picture? I mean, why not have him over there somewhere? I mean, I love children, but there's a time and place to have your child at work.
Right, I totally
And he
agree.
was at work. And he was addressing the American people. And I guess he's portraying family, which is fine. But that one, I don't know, just bothered me a little bit. But if that's all I'm bothered by, then I'm thinking, okay, we're good. We're okay. So I just think that we've gotten off to a really, really good start. We know that our president is working hard for us. That is for sure.
Did you see where Bondi brought charges late yesterday against the governor of New York? And Letitia James, the Attorney General,
Oh, good.
brought charges against her.
Good.
and some DMV employee in New York. And she said status quo, business as usual. There's a new sheriff in town, and this
I
was
was
late.
hoping it would be.
This was late yesterday afternoon.
Wow. Well, that is really, really good. Yes. I was hoping that they would get, and I'm hoping that judge in New York will get what's coming to him. I mean, they
I
all
think that's
need
what they're
to.
afraid of with this money. They're going, just like we have identified money going to Chelsea Clinton, we've identified money going other places that has no business going. I think the longer we play in this, you're going to see politicians caught up in this. You're going to see judicial officials caught up in this.
Yes. That's why they're having such a fit.
I like the idea of them saying, you know what, if you're a government employee and you make $100,000 a year or $200,000 a year, you didn't come from money, how are you worth, $300 million? That's what I like, because now that's next.
Yes.
There's only one way you can do that, and that's through fraud or doing something illegal or something through the back door. It's like going to work for the Highway Patrol and you're strapped with college debt, you're making $50,000 a year, and in a few years from now you're worth, $10 million. How did you do it? I'm telling you, you did something unethical or illegal because you didn't get it on a trooper's salary.
That's exactly
And the public needs to know how you did it, because you have violated public trust.
Yes.
And you have probably done something to, denigrate your oath of office.
Yes, absolutely. Well, did you see where the office of the First Lady has put back in tours of the White House?
I didn't see that.
Yes. She said, this is the people's house.
And it is.
And we
Well,
were
good
not
for
allowed
her.
to go in. We went at Christmas when Donald Trump was in before. And Melania's, is over the decorating. And I'm telling you, it's something else. It was something to see. And I'm so excited that I might be able to go back again. You just go through your congressman is what you have to do, and to get in. And we got in with no problem, and it was great. And then they stopped. So what were they afraid of with President Obama and President Biden? That we would see something in there?
They were afraid you were going to bump into Joe Biden and see his cognitive decline.
So they, isn't it something that they just cut us off when it is our house that we pay for them to live in?
Yeah. It's typical rules for you, but not for them.
Yeah. But yes, she's adamant. Came out yesterday that there will be tours to the White House. As a matter of fact, I should read her quote because it was really a nice thing that was written.
And she's a class act.
Oh, boy,
She's
all the
beautiful
way.
inside and out.
All the way. That's exactly right. Well, we're going to take our break, come back. We'll be right back with you right after this.
What is the Davis Furniture difference? The difference is we buy with you in mind. For generations, we have listened to our customers. We can help you find the look you want for every room in your house. Quality, style, color, and of course service. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Davis Furniture, the family business where we treat you like family. Let us help you make your house a home. Davis Furniture, historical downtown Rocky Mount, on the corner of Hill and Main.
When Anita needed surgery, she struggled to find a doctor who made her feel at ease. Then she met Dr. Stephen Grant.
And his bedside manner and the way he treats his patients was fantastic. He was different from everybody else I'd ever seen. He's compassionate. He really cares about his patients. I told him, you were my guardian angel. My experience with Nash was A+. I said, any surgery I need here on out, give me a blank piece of paper, I'll sign it. I want you to do it.
Learn more at nashsurgery.com.
Larger, safer, sleeker, more advanced tech starting at $21,000. And check out our lineup of SUVs this year. Doing it the better way for over 100 years. Don Bullock Chevrolet.
Make any day special by coming into Ribeye Steakhouse in Nashville. Come on in and enjoy our legendary tender and juicy Omaha Angus ribeyes. And try and share our seafood entrees, your choice of shrimp, flounder, or oysters. And especially don't forget our famous salad bar with all your favorite fixins. If you want to give that someone special something to revel in, Ribeye's gift certificates can be made to order. And as you're looking for somewhere to host a business meeting or special event, you can reserve the Angus Room. Ribeye Steakhouse of Nashville, over 10 years of great food.
The tank is on E, and your low tire pressure light is glaring at you again. You do not have time to wait in line and pay to put air in the tires, and you certainly don't want to get out of the car in the cold and pump gas. What if you could pull up to a gas pump and have an attendant run out to greet you to pump your gas, clean your windshield, and put air in the tire, all for no extra charge, while you step inside and enjoy a made-to-order breakfast or lunch? Does that kind of full service exist anymore? It does, at JD's Grocery & Grill, a service station created to bring back the full service experience to all customers. JD's Grocery & Grill is a full service gas station, eat-in restaurant with tasty made-to-order food, and a grocery store all in one. The staff at JD's Grocery & Grill is ready to field all requests and will help you find anything you need. Call them today at 252-972-5000 or stop on by at 1240 Atlantic Avenue. Store hours, Monday through Saturday, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Grill hours, Monday through Saturday, 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. JD's Grill & Grocery, at the heart of great food.
It's our once-a-year incredible warehouse sale, and you can't miss it.
From traditional to modern, we have the best home furnishings at 60 to 90% off retail. Thousands of lamps, decorative accessories, chandeliers, and an incredible selection of designer furniture, all conveniently located off I-95.
You know where to find us. 218 North Church Street, downtown Rocky Mount.
Okay, now you've got an event coming up.
I do. We've still got tickets left. This is a great event. We've talked about it here for years on the K-Files, the North Carolina Troopers Association State Highway Patrol K-Sign Unit fundraiser. It's going to be February 22nd out at Rocky Mount Mills. It'll start at 5 and go until 9. It's all you can eat. Oysters, shrimp, fish, barbecue with all of the fixings. It is $50 a ticket, but again, this is a fundraiser, and their goal is to raise enough money to support the maintenance of the K-Sign unit for an entire year. This is not something that is supported by taxpayers. It's a non-profit, so they have to run on donations. And it takes a lot to feed these horses, to medical bills, vet bills, having them taken care of, hay, feed. It's just a lot of expense there. They do live, I think they're in Wayne County, on a trooper's farm.
Yes.
So he looks after them for free. They just need help looking after them financially when it comes to taking care of them. So again, February 22nd, 5 to 9. We love to see you out at Rocky Mount Mills. If you need a ticket, reach out to me, text me. I'll deliver them. 919-369-0311. 919-369-0311. Great event. You'll see a lot of people that you probably haven't had a chance to see in a while. There's a lot of dignitaries that come, a lot of state elected representatives that come. I get to see troopers from Murphy to Manteo.
Yes.
That I haven't seen probably since last year. So I love going now, especially being retired.
Yes. Well, yeah, you can do that, or you can do like me, and I've got to eat somewhere. I've got another event. A lot of you have events that same day, that night. It's a popular date for some reason. So I'm going there first, and I'm going to have my great meal and see some people as you said, that I always enjoy seeing when I go. And I'm going to leave there, and I'm going to go to my other event. So you can do that. It starts at 5 o'clock, so it starts early enough where you can go get your food and be out of there by 7. So 6:30, 7, if you've got somewhere else. But it's a great thing to support. And if you can't go, if you can't, you can always give a donation. Always give a donation. So call JP, give your number again.
919-369-0311. And like I say, give me a call. I'll bring you the tickets. I'll deliver them and put them in your hand.
Absolutely. Well, I want to read this before we start our cases, and yes, we're all going to talk about some cases this morning, y'all, but I want to read just a little bit of, it's a long press release, so I won't read it all, but the press release came out yesterday. First Lady Melania Trump announces opening of White House public tours. First Lady Melania Trump announced yesterday that the White House will officially open for public tours on Tuesday, February 25th. The President and I are excited to reopen the White House to those interested in the extraordinary story of this iconic and beautiful landmark. There is much to learn about the American presidency, the first families who have lived there, and our nation's rich history from a first-hand experience at the White House. This opportunity is unique among nations around the globe, a tradition we are honored to continue for the hundreds of thousands of visitors who come every year, said First Lady Melania Trump. Now, wasn't that nice?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. That was just class act right there. That's just class act. That's all you can say about it. So anyway, if you want to go to the White House, it's beautiful at Christmas, and it's a nice trip, nice thing to do. But you must talk to, if you want to go at Christmas, you must talk to your congressman, because the request has to be put in 3 months in advance.
I think that's
what it
pretty much
says.
the way now for any visit, right?
Yes.
Don't you?
Yes.
The
Any
days
visit.
of just showing up and going in is
Yes,
over.
that's right.
I think that changed after September 11th.
I think
but
so.
they do a soft background check on you now.
Yeah.
And they've got to have time to do it
Yes.
before you show up and do a tour.
Absolutely. So 3 months in advance, go ahead. If you want to go in the summer, well, you really better go ahead. If you want to go this summer for a vacation, your kids will never forget it. It's something they'll never forget when they see the White House sitting on Pennsylvania Avenue in D.C. They can tell their friends, I've been to the White House. So it's a really nice thing to do.
Did you see Tulsi getting sworn in yesterday?
Yes, and my daughter is so excited. That is her person.
I was looking at that picture that the White House released. You've got Ronald Reagan in the background, his portrait. You've got Tulsi standing there with her hand raised, hand on the Bible. You've got, there standing is Donald Trump. All of them were Democrats that later in life changed to the Republican Party. Elon Musk, lifetime Democrat,
unbelievable.
that changed only recently to the Republican
But that's
Party.
what's killing these people.
Look at Kennedy, lifetime. Not that he has, changed to Republican, but he is independent now.
Yes. The Kennedys were big Democrats.
The Democrat Party, and this goes back to what I was cautioning earlier, they have allowed a fringe element of the Democratic Party to take over.
Yeah.
And it's forcing people to step back and say, I might not be a Republican, but I'm not
going to be a part of this mess
I'm
anymore.
not this. I'm not
going to be a
this.
part of this mess, because that party left me
Yeah,
long time ago,
yeah.
is what people are saying. So, yes, that's exactly right, JP, and it is amazing. I'm glad she got confirmed.
Me too.
So
And
more
Mitch
more
McConnell
are
voted
getting-
against her. Can you imagine?
Why don't he go? He just needs to go.
Well, see, if he steps down, it's politics. The governor of Kentucky right now is a Democrat. So Mitch, if he steps down, or if he passes away while in office, the governor there gets to, fill that replacement. So that's why he's there. But my God, if he's going to vote the way he's voting, he might as well go home.
Well, I said he's voting. He's with
doing
the
this to
Democrats
stick a
anyway.
finger in Trump's eye.
Yeah,
that's
he
all he's doing.
really does not like Donald Trump.
No, he does not.
Does not at all. You know, you can tell who absolutely detests Donald Trump, and he's one of them. So, anyway, well, I guess we'll get started into some cases today.
Okay.
Where are we, JP?
We had started all over again, and we had talked about 2 or 3 different ones. I think we finished up with talking on Susan Sharon Clary. I remember we talked about that.
Yes.
I don't think we spoke about Smith, Phillips, or Reek.
Okay.
So we'll jump in right here. The first case we're going to talk about is Bernice Smith. Bernice Smith. This case is from June 6, 1983. It was a Sunday, the 5th of June, 1983, when 23-year-old Bernice Smith left her parents' home in Scotland Neck with the intent to go into a local store to hang out. Bernice Smith was seen by multiple people walking through the town of Scotland Neck on Sunday evening, the early morning hours of Monday, June 6, when a farm worker traveling down Baker School Road found Bernice lying in a ditch on the side of the road. She had been struck multiple times in the head with a blunt object. So we know it wasn't a crash.
Yes, she
was
didn't
hit
get run
repeatedly.
over.
Yeah.
She was hit in the head. Wow. So June 1983, it's been a long time.
Yeah.
But I say all the time, if you know, you know. You'll remember a situation. If you've been involved in something like that or you know something, you'll remember it. 5th of June 1983, 23 years old, left her parents' house and never came back. So if you know anything, Scotland Neck, we have quite a few Scotland Neck cases in here.
You know, I was noticing on Fight and Crime this morning, I was reading and just scanning over a few things. Have you noticed how all of a sudden it seems shooting in Scotland Neck, shooting overnight in Wilson, shooting in Rocky Mount, it's like there's so many shootings within the past 7 days
Yes.
in our area.
It is. It is. I mean, gunfire is alive and well, that's for sure. And you don't want to be caught in the crossfires of it. Don't be out at midnight. At times you shouldn't be out on the street. I wouldn't if I were you.
One more thing about this while we're talking about crime and law enforcement, and we've been talking about politics. Did you see where somebody has been leaking to the media where ICE members are going to be doing arrests? They have actually been leaking to these gangs. Hey, they're coming. They're going to be there tomorrow. They were leaking information to radio stations to broadcast.
Gosh.
Well, yesterday they found out that it is an FBI agent that's doing it. They have identified them. They probably already have arrested them, brought charges. And, you know, somebody was asking me my opinion on that. Well, this is my thing. That agent has a right as an American citizen to have a differing opinion of the president. He has a right, or she has a right, to say, you know what, I am anti-Trump. They have that right. But when it comes to a law enforcement duty, when it comes
Absolutely.
to putting his co-worker, that is he
Yes.
or she is putting their co-workers' lives in danger
Yes.
by leaking that information.
Absolutely. Well, they're not supposed to do that.
And they should be
that is part of your
charged
job.
and prosecuted to the fullest
Yes,
extent of
I
the
agree.
law.
Well, I was hoping that Trump was going to clean house in that
It just proves
crooked
that
FBI that we
it
have.
proves that the FBI is still going to have people in there.
Yes.
And there's nothing wrong with these agents having different opinions. Nothing. I think it's healthy.
Right,
Okay.
right.
But when it's to the point that you are refusing a direct order because you don't like it politically, and you're actively working against circumventing a
You're
presidential
working
directive
against,
order,
exactly.
you need to be removed,
Yes.
fired, and prosecuted and put in jail.
Yes, I totally agree with you on that. Totally agree. Golly,
But yeah, that was one of the new developments yesterday.
I did not know that. Well, that, some of those agents are rotten to the core. And I just hate to put them all in that category because there are some good FBI agents that I would hate for them to lose their jobs by just cleaning house, because there's some good ones in there. But it's got to be vetted. That place has got to be vetted carefully inside of that FBI, and it's got to be cleaned out. It's got to be cleaned out. Some of it's got to go. So,
Cash Patel has got his work cut out for him. I think he's going to get across the finish line and all that good stuff. I think he's got it in the bag, but he has got his work cut out for him, because for the past 10, 15 years, they've hired agents. This is why you have to avoid hiring agents, anybody hiring people based on anything other than qualifications, backgrounds, because if you go to hiring people who have questionable integrity, questionable ethic beliefs, you're going to run into problems like this.
Yeah.
Because in their mind, what they're doing, this agent, I guarantee you, they believe that what they were doing is justified, and it's not.
right.
It's not. But anyway, this next case, Hugh B. Phillips. Hugh B. Phillips. It's from January 28th, 1984. Hugh Phillips was walking on Northeast Main Street in the Douglas block of Rocky Mount when an unknown male physically assaulted him and robbed him. Phillips died a few days later from his injuries. January 28th, 1984, limited details.
Yeah,
Mr. Phillips
not a
was
whole lot
walking down Northeast Main Street near Douglas block of Rocky Mount when he was basically assaulted, robbed, and he died from his injuries from that assault.
If you know of anything, Hugh Phillips, if you know anything about his robbery, please come forward. We have we can pay you up to $15,000 for your tip. And if you will call, you can call the law enforcement agency, which in this case would be Rocky Mount, but any law enforcement agency, you can call Crime Stoppers at 977-1111, and you can do text to tip. If we can put up some of those things on the screen, that would be great. But anyway, yeah, there we go. Cash rewards and confidentiality guaranteed. It will be anonymous, folks. It will be. And we do want to pay you. We want to pay you cash. We want to hand it to you in a couple of days, 48 hours. We'll hand you cash for your tip if it pans out. If there's an arrest made, then you will get paid. And that will be nice. Be nice to get some cash money. So please come forward if you know anything. I mean, it is your duty, if you know anything, to give closure to families. I mean, that's what one of the things we're all about, and we're all about getting people off the street, because we talk about all the time, people re-offend. I mean, they really do. They keep doing it over and over and over. So, anyway.
This next case, John Roy Reek. And I have always wondered if I'm saying that last name.
I think so.
R-E-I-C-H, John Roy Reek. This case is from August 31st, 1987. Around midnight, John Reek, who was 40 years old at the time, was closing the Pizza Hut that was located at 1502 Western Boulevard in Tarboro, where he was the manager there. A group of individuals approached Reek to rob him. Reek was beaten with a chair, and he was stabbed over 30 times before the suspects fled and took his briefcase. Reek was still able to contact his wife and call for help. When EMS and police arrived, he was only able to provide a little bit of information. He passed away before arriving at the hospital. His briefcase was later found on I-95. Witnesses saw a 1970s model light-colored Ford LTD in the parking lot that night around midnight that may have been involved. The two suspects are described as a black male and a dark-complexioned Hispanic male. These suspects would be in their 50s or 60s now.
Wow.
And we've talked about this case too. Is this where the Ribeyes is now in Tarboro? I believe so.
I believe that's where Pizza Hut was. Yes, that is exactly. Pizza Hut is no longer there. It is Ribeyes. You're exactly right. He got robbed. To me, he just got robbed. But do you have to? Can you just take his things and not stab him 30 times? That's awful.
Usually, when you see somebody stabbed that many times or bodily injury,
Yes.
excessive, it's personal.
It's personal. I mean, they didn't like him for some reason, I feel
Yeah.
like. But I feel like they weren't local because the briefcase was found on 95. But then again,
It would be
you
the
know,
ideal way to plan it, though.
yeah, that's a throw-off thing, to throw you off. They could have drove down 95 thinking, okay, they won't catch us if we go throw it out on 95 because they'll think that it's
They hit the
somebody
interstate and it's
that-
over.
Yeah. So,
They won't look at local motives. They won't look at local people.
right. And you know what? Tarboro is not that close to 95. So,
Especially, I mean, in 1987, now you don't think of Tarboro being that far away, but in 1987, Tarboro felt like it was halfway across the state,
yeah.
you know,
So where would they have accessed 95?
near the hospital. They would have
That's
got
where
on
they would have
60
had.
forward. Yeah.
I mean, this is the closest access from Tarboro. They would have had to come. I mean, you know,
My thing is, why throw it out? If you were going to throw it out, why throw it out right there?
right?
It just screams to me that it's planted.
Yeah,
They intentionally threw it out to, throw law enforcement,
and law
off their
enforcement
trail.
is smart enough. These detectives to know that. I'm sure they realize that it may be somebody local.
I mean, this could have been an
anyway.
employee. It could have been. It had to be somebody that knew this guy's routine. Nobody
Yes.
just passing through is going to do this and stab him 30 times.
Right.
It's just.
That's
It just.
yeah,
That
that's
doesn't,
highly
that doesn't
unlikely.
fit.
Exactly. Well, if you know anything about Pizza Hut robbery, back in 1987, Mr. John Roy Reed, the manager, if you know anything about this, I'm sure it was big news in the newspapers
sure.
and everything. I just don't remember, but it seems like I remember something, but I don't know.
I was 12, so I definitely don't remember.
Yeah, we don't really remember it, but if you know anything, please call the authorities, call the numbers that we have given you. Get in touch with the Tarboro Police Department, Edgecombe County Sheriff's Department, even Rocky Mount if you need to. But let's give this man's family closure because this is, stabbed 30 times. And he wasn't able to give a whole lot of information before he passed away, before he even went to the hospital, got to the hospital. So anyway, if you know anything, we ask you to please collect some money and give a tip. So, all right, we got to go to break. We'll be right back.
If
You want fine dining that goes beyond just eating? Come to Lily Ann Steakhouse. It's an experience. Exceptional food prepared by our famous chef, meticulous service, and upscale ambiance. Certified Angus beef, choice and prime, seafood, pork, and chicken, all seasoned to perfection. Book your private function with us, birthday parties, or any special occasion, or even meetings for your company or civic group. Lily Ann Steakhouse, located at 139 Gateway Boulevard. Open Monday to Thursday 4 to 10 and Friday and Saturday 4 to 11.
I'm Daniel Moss, owner of Cornerstone Funeral Home, and I'd like to invite you and your family to give our family an opportunity to serve you in your time of need. And we offer a full line of funeral services, everything from visitations to graveside services to cremations on site with a live crematory, as well as a banquet hall to meet the catering needs of our families that we serve. We offer catering service. We offer refreshments prior to visitations and services of our family. And we want to invite you to come and experience the difference here at Cornerstone Funeral Home.
We're in our 18th year of practice at the Hammer Chiropractic Center, and we've seen over 15,000 different people in the Rocky Mount area. 40% of headaches actually come from a neck problem. Many patients come in taking multiple aspirin, over-the-counter medications and such a day, and we can get you to stop doing that and actually fix the problem so the headaches don't arise anymore. A lot of people think chiropractic hurts. It does not. Most of the people come in and they feel great when they leave.
Have an Italian night out at Sal's Pizza, an authentic place to eat gourmet Italian cuisine. Our mouth-watering pizza is fresh from the oven. And don't forget our grandma pizza. Delicious Italian dishes made fresh with savory sauces, lasagna, calzones, chicken Alfredo, and much more. And for you salad lovers, we have a variety of salads with the freshest ingredients. Bring the whole family to Sal's for the finest, most delicious Italian dishes you can eat. Sal's Pizza and Restaurant. Dine in, take out, or delivery.
If you're shopping for furniture, stop into Aquila Furniture at 1540 North Wesleyan Boulevard in Rocky Mount. They have a powered reclining sofa and love seat with speakers, charging station, and reading lights for only $24.99. Two-sided queen mattress sets starting at $750. Bedroom suites, price dropped to $899. Queen sleigh bedroom suite for $4,000 and king sleigh bed suite for $4,500. Aquila Furniture has appliances, Lazy Susan dinettes, sofa and love seat combinations, anything that you need to fully furnish your home. Financing is available. Come on in today. Don't let a deal on quality furniture pass you by.
Hey, Mambo Italiano. We're ready. We're rolling. I mean, we got the new Italianos. Look at the new shoes. The new Italianos is exclusive to PJs, so come and get them before they're all gone. And like you all know, I don't follow the trend. I create the trend. I'm PJ the trendsetter.
Mambo Italiano, try an angelada with the fishy bacala and then hey, Goomba. I love how you dance the rumba.
Come on in to Ribeyes of Tarboro, where we have something for everyone. We have the freshest salad bar around, mouth-watering hand-cut Omaha steaks, and our famous savory oyster bar, open Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Having a party or need to accommodate a large group? Book our Angus Room. Ribeyes Steakhouse of Tarboro, where we have the friendliest staff to serve you 7 days a week.
Okay, welcome back. We will go into, we don't have that much longer, but I think we've got time to do maybe one more case.
Okay, this next case is Ibrahim K. Salem. Ibrahim.
That's kind of a different name.
Yeah, Ibrahim. This case is from October 30th, 1987. We'll call him Mr. Salem. Mr. Salem was working in his store at 1417 Branch Street in Rocky Mount. It was referred to locally as Branch Street Grocery. A small frame black male came into the store with a rifle. The suspect shot and killed Mr. Salem when trying to rob him, and then he fled the scene. October 30th, 1987, Mr. Salem was killed at Branch Street Grocery by a small frame black male who came into the store with a rifle.
Wow.
And fled.
With a rifle.
Branch Street, that's over by, Cokie Road?
Yep.
Old Wilson Road?
Yeah, a couple of streets over back this way, I think. There must have been a little store called Branch Street Grocery over there. Just, I'm sure, a mom and pop that local people there went to get their sodas and chips and all kinds of stuff. And, just a local store owner trying to make a living.
Yeah.
And gets robbed. How many times do we hear that? I mean, just terrible. So I always say, why don't you go to work instead of robbing somebody? Daggone. So anyway, if you know anything about this case, about this robbery, and somebody out there knows, because your friend has bragged about it. Well, it's time to turn your friend in. Go ahead and turn him in. Nobody will know. It's anonymous. And get some cash. I know you want some cash. So, this happened back in 1987, but that doesn't matter. We're still wanting to solve this case. That's what this show is all about. We want to solve this case. So if you know anything, if you know something, say something. 977-1111, call Crime Stoppers, call local law enforcement. You can call 972-1411. That's the Rocky Mountain Police Department. This would be a RMPD case. So,
that neighborhood, when I was growing up in the 70s, I grew up over off of Old Wilson Road, Glenwood Drive.
Yeah.
We would walk to the store. I mean, you never even thought about stuff like this happening.
No.
And the late 80s, early 90s, that whole part of Rocky Mount turned upside down.
Yes, it did.
And it's always kind of been sad.
It's a shame.
When I ride through there now, to me, it looks like it's kind of improved some. But it was, it really hurt my heart.
Oh, yeah, it does. It really does. It's a shame.
I remember we used to walk to Edwards Grocery. There was, Mr. Edwards had one leg at Edwards Grocery. He lived
Where
right.
was that at?
It was where the fuel dock is. It's literally the same building.
Oh,
They had
right there in the
Proctor's-
fork.
Yeah, Proctor Service Station
Yeah,
was
I
in
remember
the fork.
that. Yeah.
What was his name? Anyway, they had a service station there, Proctor Service Station. Right behind it, in the fuel dock building, was Edwards Grocery. And Mr. Edwards would cut up with me and my brother when my mom would go in there groceries, because it was like a neighborhood grocery store. They cut meat and everything. And I asked him one day, I was 4, 5, 6, what happened to his leg? And he said, that's why you got to be careful getting in a swimming pool. He said, because a shark bit my leg off.
Oh.
It scared me to death. To this day, I am 51 years old. When I jump into a swimming pool, I have a flash of a shark being in a swimming pool that will bite your leg off.
I'll bet you
Even
do.
though I know it's
that's not the
it's
case.
not
The
gonna
shark's
happen,
not
but-
going to be in the swimming pool.
It freaked me out as a child. But he was a cut up. He loved cutting up with me and my brother John, and neighborhood stores like that. I mean, they were the best of times.
Oh yeah,
Growing up
absolutely.
in a neighborhood or a community like that, I wouldn't dare let my children walk the streets of Rocky Mountain.
No. I remember in that area, Josh Bullock's barbecue. We used to go get a barbecue sandwich with slaw on it. I loved to get those. I remember that as well. Matter of fact, I'm still using Josh Bullock's barbecue sauce. There's this lady's father made the sauce for Josh Bullock.
I could eat it with bread.
Yes, and so she's carrying it on now because her father had the recipe. And so she makes it, and she doesn't sell it in stores or anything. She said, I just can't. I'm not that ambitious. I can't, make that much. But she'll call me. I'm on her list, and when she makes a batch, she calls me, how much do you want? And she'll bring it to me, and it's really good in quart jars.
I love it. To this day, if I get fried chicken
Yes.
from Parker's Barbecue and bring it home, we have some homemade, like you say, Josh Bullock's, and it is reminiscent, and it'll take me back to those days. Just the taste will take me back to a period in time of being a child eating at Josh Bullock's.
Good old times. Really was. You know, those guys out there know me and at Parker's and Wilson, and they know I love Parker's Barbecue. And the other day I was looking through Facebook, and it said they had a new item, and I said, Parker's Barbecue hadn't had a new item in 50 years.
That's right.
Oh my God, what would it be? You know, I thought to myself, and I scrolled down. We now have lemonade. I said, okay.
They've added 2 more things since.
What
They've
is it?
added chicken tenders, because so many kids won't eat a piece of chicken with a bone in it. Okay, I've got one son that no matter where we go, he wants a chicken tender.
Oh yeah, yep.
So they've added chicken tenders that are seasoned and fried just like their chicken.
Oh my God!
And the other thing is homemade mac and cheese.
I did not know that.
Yes.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Wonder what made them do that after all these years. Just for kids, I guess people
probably
were requesting.
Because just like my kids, when they were younger, if you said, "Hey, we're going to Parker's," they were like, "Oh God, can we go somewhere else?"
Yeah.
At least this way, it caters a little more to a child's taste.
Yeah, because kids don't like Brunswick stew.
Nope.
Let's just
string beans.
Stuff. They just don't. So this is great. Well, I'm glad. My friend out there, you should have told me by now so we could announce it. So homemade mac and cheese at Parker's. Oh, wow. Well, I'll have to say something to him when I go in there. Gosh. Well, I'm glad. I'm glad for that. There is one thing I wish they would do. I wish you would take debit cards.
Yeah. They're old school.
Sometimes I was on the way there a while back, and I didn't have any cash. We were going almost there. I said, "Oh my gosh, I forgot we don't have any cash." And Joe said, "They have an ATM inside." I said,
do now, yeah.
Oh yeah. I had forgotten that. I knew they did, but I had forgotten. I almost panicked. I thought I wouldn't be able to eat at Parker's. I thought we were going to have to go somewhere else. But I love it, yeah. Okay, that's all for today. K-Files, thank you, JP.
Yes, ma'am.
We'll be back next week, y'all. See you then.